Well, hello and welcome to the lounge. We're having high tea here at the moment. Very English, very refined. And I'd like to introduce Chris Austin. He is the Chief Sales Officer of Explora Journeys, and we are on the maiden voyage of Explorer One. And Chris, this is just a fantastic ship.
Thank you. We're very proud of her. She really is quite beautiful.
I know that this has been for some time in the works. Tell us a little bit about the background of Explorer and the family behind this dream.
Yeah, it is a dream, exactly that. This is a passion project. It's the vision actually of our family owners. Who are the family owners? The Aponte Varga family. And you say, okay, so who's the
Who are
Aponte
they?
Varga
Yeah.
family? They're actually the owners of the biggest shipping company in the world, the MSC Group. And of course, we're part of the cruise division of MSC Group, and a sister brand is MSC Cruises. That's contemporary though.
Yes.
And of course, if you actually think back to when cruising was started over 50 years ago by an incredible gentleman, Ted Harrison, he started also with a contemporary brand, yes?
Right. Yes.
And then grew into luxury. And that's exactly the same for actually our family as well. But it really does go back to the financial stability. We're European, headquartered in Switzerland actually.
Right.
So the gold thread of Swiss luxury runs through, headquartered in Geneva, where you won't see a single ocean or sea in sight, but there's a beautiful lake there.
Yeah.
But they have built an incredible business. And so this is their dream, this is their vision, and they're actually committed to 3.5 billion euro
Wow.
to build 6 ships.
Yes.
And this, of course, being the first, and this was for a cost of build of 500 million.
Wow. Yes.
Designed by Martin Francis, and who's he? He's the world's #1 super yacht maritime
Oh.
architect.
Wow.
But we're not a super yacht, we are a ship
Yes.
inspired by a super yacht. And I think
Right.
you've seen that as you have been enjoying the ship these last few days.
That's right. I mean, a couple of things have struck me. The touches. I mean, everything is quality, but quiet.
Yeah.
Not flashy or
Yes.
in your face.
Yes.
Touches of home, like
Yes.
real books in
That's
the
right.
staterooms, which is a lovely option as well.
That's
So
right. That's right.
really, and the food. Oh my goodness me. We will talk a little bit further about the
Let's
food.
do that. Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
It's interesting you talk about obviously feeling at home. We actually do talk about our suites being homes at sea. And actually, one of your colleagues said to me the other day, did a lady actually help design the
Yeah.
ship?
Yeah.
I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Madame Alexa, who's Mr. Aponte's daughter, she actually led the design of the ship with a London-based design firm. But you've got all these beautiful touches. The, devil's in the details, yes?
Exactly.
But it's actually, if you look up at ceilings, if you look down, if you look across, you'll see these details. And actually, somebody said to me, a lady must have designed the vanities in the suites.
I was just going to say that.
They're the perfect height.
They
The
are.
chair and the vanity
That's
with
right.
a Dyson hairdryer.
Yes.
Perfect height.
Yes. And everything you look at in the suite, as I keep coming back to, is that quality.
Yeah.
The coffee maker in the room, as the Dyson hairdryer.
Right. Exactly.
Just wonderful.
And you really do have a true home at sea feel. You're sleeping under Frette linens.
Yes.
Your coffee you mentioned is illy, and that's the same across through the entire ship.
Yes.
Of course, being English, we're having a cup of tea here.
That's right.
In suite, you have your own separate kettle to boil water because, we don't want to have tea made from a coffee machine.
No,
So
if
these
you're
are
English, you like the kettle in your room.
That's right. These are
Yes.
the little details, though, that
Yes.
make a big difference.
Right.
And a very well-designed, most spacious suite. It's 370 square feet or 35 square meters, the leading category. That's an ocean terrace, and that's the smallest suite you could actually have. They're all facing, obviously, the ocean.
Yes.
Large terraces with beautiful Italian day beds, plus a dining table as well, too. So, when we talk about culinary and restaurants, and we will in a minute, we always have to remember in-suite dining is a beautiful option as well.
Yes,
Having
yes.
breakfast on your terrace, even a beautiful evening dinner by sunset.
Oh yes, you've got so much room out
Yeah.
there with beautiful chairs. I did a
Absolutely.
video earlier on which I posted of that, and
Yeah.
just fabulous.
Great.
Haven't really had much of a chance
I know
on
we
this
run you around
particular
too much.
itinerary. Yeah. No, but talking about culinary now, I've been able to sample the Japanese restaurant.
Sakura.
Oh yes, absolutely fantastic. Fil Rouge,
Fil
the,
Rouge,
the
yes.
French restaurant.
Yes.
Everyone has its distinctive style.
Yeah.
But the service is so personal.
Thank you.
And some of the best food I've had.
Thank you. Well, and I'm happy to say actually that we're getting the same feedback. So the head of culinary for Explora Journeys is Frank Garanger, and Frank is obviously French, and he was formerly with another very established cruise brand that actually has a reputation in culinary. But we
Yes.
won't mention their name.
No.
But he's now got the opportunity, obviously, to curate and design fantastic culinary experiences. We have 6 restaurants,
Yes.
and actually, what we like to think is all the restaurants are of equal standard. You know, when people say, "What's your best?" You know, we try not to sort of say that. We do have, as you mentioned, Fil Rouge, named actually after the red line that goes around the waterline of the ship.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So French-inspired international cuisine, Med Yacht Club, Mediterranean cuisine, but it's just not from one region. You've got Greek, you've got Italian, you've got French, you've got North African, so you could really actually create a very eclectic, Mediterranean themed menu in there. Fil Rouge and Med Yacht Club do not require any reservations,
Right.
but they're not large restaurants either. But they've got quite a bit of seating, open seating, dine when, with whom, wherever you want.
Right.
Choose your table and go whenever you want to. We mentioned Sakura. That's a Pan-Asian restaurant. You can obviously go at lunch times when it's open, bento box style luncheon as well. That will take reservations. Now I will say, and I'll pause to say, any restaurant that takes reservations will not fill the restaurant with reservations in advance. It's about 50%. So, of
Right.
course, guests that board on the ship have the full opportunity of making a reservation as well.
That's very important.
It is,
Yes.
it is. And we try to give an element of, let's say, control, because we allow one reservation per restaurant during a 7-day period. But then if the restaurant has the space and you walk by and you want to go again, well, of course you'll be seated.
Of
Like
course.
no different than your restaurant in your own hometown. Yeah?
Exactly.
So we talk about Sakura, Marble & Co., a European
Yes.
steakhouse.
Beautiful
Beautiful.
steak I ate there the other night. Amazing.
Do you remember which steak you chose?
I had the fillet.
And that comes from Jersey.
Oh.
And that is Jersey in the Channel Islands.
Yes. Not Jersey.
Not
in
Jersey
the
in
States.
New York, but or in the US, but yeah, so Jersey in the Channel Islands. So really unique European steakhouse actually. Emporium is very special.
Yes.
And Emporium is a restaurant where awarded, celebrated chefs, not celebrity chefs, but awarded chefs with Michelin stars, they take the restaurant over for a period of time. Currently, we have Chef Mauro Uliassi. He's Italian, of course. He runs his own restaurant, owns his own restaurant, which is
Yes.
why he's a 3 Michelin star chef on the Adriatic coast in Italy.
Oh,
And he's basically pretty much sort of lifted and shifted his whole restaurant concept. So the menu he serves is exactly the same that you would have in his own restaurant. It's absolutely spectacular. I mean, the flavors of the culinary menu he's put together. It's heavy seafood, obviously, at the moment, but that's the same in his own restaurant.
Right.
He'll be with us until October, and we'll flip to another awarded, celebrated Michelin-starred chef. But actually, I'll give a little hint. It's from New York City. So, yes, and she runs a fantastic restaurant in New York.
Now
So,
we're all guessing.
I
Now.
know,
Who
we're all
could it
guessing,
be?
and I'm sort of teasing.
Yeah.
But I think it's wonderful for many guests will travel with us several times a year. And
Lots
so
of people,
anthology.
yeah, lots of people are foodies, you know.
Yeah.
I get this a lot when people come into the office and they want to go for cooking classes.
Exactly. We'll talk about that in a
Yes.
moment as well. And then we also have the Emporium Marketplace, which is really special because talk about choice, which is one of the pillars of the brand. There you've got multiple cooking areas, all manned by chefs, and food is cooked by order, but you really choose with your eyes.
Yeah.
Homemade pastas, homemade pizza. We've actually got an Italian gentleman, he doesn't speak English, but I can tell you something, maybe you've tried it, the best pizza
Oh, I
ever.
haven't.
Well,
Thank you for that tip.
little tip, huh?
Yes.
You know, sneak it in maybe for a lunch or something.
Yeah.
Beautiful displays of seafood, crab. You know, have a glass of Moet Chandon champagne, all included with your beautiful crab, appetizer or something. But anyway, roast chickens from the spit. There's a tandoori dory oven, so we can make really authentic Indian food also.
Fabulous.
So Emporium Marketplace is quite unique, very special, and actually we're hearing great feedback from it. So 3 restaurants where reservations are required, 3 restaurants where they're not. If 6 restaurants aren't enough, we've got 5 lounges serving culinary food. I actually like a coffee and a light bite for my breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast person, so I go to Crema Cafe.
Yes.
We serve that beautiful illy coffee made by those amazing baristas,
Yeah.
and I'll just have a little tiny, pastry or something,
And
and I'm
I love
done.
that the croissants are that size.
They're
It
pretty
doesn't make me
special.
feel
And,
guilty, but it's like eating a cloud. It's so
yes,
soft
they're
and
beautiful, aren't they?
flaky.
They're
Beautiful.
beautiful. And obviously things like afternoon tea in the Explorer Lounge.
Yeah.
So 5 lounges offering culinary choices. I should always mention the ice cream or the sorbets from our gelateria in the
Yes.
conservatory. And we also have a creperie that
Oh.
makes waffles as well as crepes. So there's lots of things that we can, in the culinary circle. You mentioned the chef's kitchen.
Yes.
So up here, deck 11, Explorer Lounge, just behind us here, we actually have the chef's kitchen. 6 cooking stations, 12 people max, 2 per cooking station. And actually, with our fantastic chefs, they will learn how to make certain different dishes.
I love it. Will they take men? Will they take my husband?
They'll take anybody, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's saying, can you keep moving on?
Yeah. No, it's been a fantastic experience. I'm so delighted to be on this maiden voyage. It's been wonderful. I already have loyal clients who are booked
Lovely.
on this, and when I get back home, I'll be able to tell them that they've
Lovely.
made an excellent investment.
Well, and I think the whole idea behind Explorer Journeys is really, we are a luxury lifestyle brand.
Yes.
We don't like to associate the word, are you aiming to be the best?
Yes.
We're aiming to be different, to
Yes.
offer a differentiated experience for discerning travelers. Clearly, that is, the top of the pyramid.
Yes.
We're more of a boutique cosmopolitan hotel,
Yes.
resort that is at sea. And of course, we don't rush our guests either. So the experience on board, allowing you to discover your ocean state of mind,
Yes.
is of course incredibly important. Our home is the sea. We talk about the sea. We love the sea. All the choices we've got, 4 pools, we've got numerous whirlpools, and we've got over 65 cabanas. So we really allow people to be in touch with the ocean. But it is about the destinations we go to as well. We do it on a slower pace, and we want our travelers, our guests, to feel exhilarated and not basically exhausted.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
wonderful. Well, if you're looking for something really different, really, really gorgeous, like talk to me. We have some fantastic offers out there. Book ahead and get the best deal out there.